everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carol if you're new here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to build a capsule luxury collection. Specifically, I will be talking about the 5 key practical items you need to curate a small collection of your own. Although I really do love the idea of having a bag for every single outfit and any occasion I can possibly think of, it's not necessarily functional to have a collection that is full of 50 plus handbags and shoes and everything else under the sun when it comes to luxury items. So this will apply whether you're just starting out your luxury collection or if you're wanting to downsize what you already have. I will be suggesting categories of items that you should add to your capsule collection rather than telling you guys exactly what items you should add, because what might work for my lifestyle might not necessarily work for yours. And if I were to tell you you should buy exactly these 5 items, all of us would have the same exact collection, and there's just no fun in that. You should not only think about what is practical for your lifestyle, but also keep in mind that these items will be things that you will be using on a daily basis or at least a weekly basis. So you should buy things that you love using. And a very extreme example of this is if I wanted to purchase a tote bag, I could go to the grocery store and buy a reusable tote bag for a few dollars, or I could purchase a designer tote bag like the Louis Vuitton Neverfull. And when you think about the core of what a tote bag does, both of these 2 bags would serve the same exact purpose. But would I really like to use the reusable grocery bag as much as I would the Neverfull? The answer is probably not. So if you're just buying items that are practical without thinking about whether you actually love that item by itself, you're going to end up with things that will not work for you in the long term and could actually cause you to lose a lot of money if you're replacing it with something you actually do love in the future. And with that being said, let's get into the 5 essential items for your curated collection. The first item on this list is a versatile everyday bag. So this bag should be something that you can just quickly grab and head out the door with, especially if you're in a hurry in the morning. So I would suggest that you get this bag in a neutral color so it can go with basically any outfit that you end up wearing, and you don't have to spend the time to match your bag to your outfit or your outfit to your bag. A great tip is keep all your essentials in the bag so when you're heading out the door in the morning, you don't end up leaving your wallet or your keys at home. And along the same lines, make sure this bag is big enough to carry all your daily essentials with you, but not be so big that you end up lugging a lot of unnecessary junk with you, because that's not practical and it's just going to make your shoulders and your back hurt. So if you don't need something that is big enough to fit a laptop, for example, don't buy a giant oversized tote bag, because you'll just end up carrying a lot of stuff that you think you need and you'll never take it out of your bag because you'll never run out of space in there. And some items you should think about whether the bag can accommodate or not are a laptop like I mentioned, an umbrella, your lunch, a change of shoes, or if you're going to the gym after work, your workout clothes. And if you live in an area where it rains a lot, it might be better to get a bag in a coated canvas material or a Saffiano leather instead of a very delicate material like lambskin. And if you rely on public transportation a lot, you might want to get a bag that has a zipper or at least isn't completely open, so your items are more secure and you don't have to worry about someone reaching in and stealing your phone or your wallet. And I know a lot of times we think to default to a tote bag when we think about an everyday bag, but while a Louis Vuitton Neverfull or a Dior book tote and bags that are similar to that size are great for a lot of people, if you don't need something that's that big, definitely don't feel like you need to have a bag like that in your collection. Okay, so now that we have your everyday bag covered, the next item is a bag to use on the weekend. So I would say that in general, this bag would be smaller than your everyday bag, and at the bare minimum, it should fit your phone, your ID, a credit card, your keys, and probably a tube of lipstick or lip balm too. And make sure that whatever you need on the weekend actually fits into this bag, and you don't have to rely on your significant other or someone else to carry the things that don't fit. because we won't always be with another person when we're out and about on the weekends. So it's important that we're able to take care of ourselves and have what we need in our bag. And for some people, a wallet on chain size bag might be enough to fit everything they need. But if that doesn't work for you, don't feel like you have to have a wallet on a chain because everyone else says that it's a great size bag to have. Because, for example, for me personally, I can't fit everything that I need in a bag that is as small as a wallet on a chain without having my husband with me to carry a pack of tissues or a bottle of Purell, for example. So bags like that are only used for special occasions when I could carry a clutch, for example. And if I were to narrow my collection down to a 5-piece capsule collection, those bags would be the first to go. And also keep in mind whether you would need to use this bag hands-free, because if you do, you need to buy a bag that has a strap to wear crossbody or over your shoulder. But if you don't, you could get away with a super cute top handle bag. Next on this list is a small leather good, or an SLG for short. So keep in mind what items you pick for your everyday bag as well as your weekend bag, because this SLG should work in combination with those two bags. So for example, if you picked a small shoulder bag for your weekend bag, it might not make sense to get a full-size wallet, because while it might fit into your larger everyday bag, it's not going to fit into a rather small shoulder bag. But if instead you picked a wallet on a chain as your smaller weekend bag, you might be okay with the full-size wallet, because you will only need to use that wallet for the larger tote bag, while you can rely on the card slots within a wallet on a chain during the weekend. On the other hand, if you decide on bags that have leather interiors, for example, you might want to get a key holder for your SLG instead of a card holder or any size wallet for that matter, because for example, on the Louis Vuitton 6-ring key holder, not only can you put your keys in there to protect it from scratching up the inside of your bag, but behind the key rings, there's also a slot for you to put your credit cards and some cash in it. So that might be enough to use for both of your bags. Let's move on to shoes. Of course, you need a pair of comfortable shoes in your capsule collection. And I actually did an entire video dedicated to the most comfortable designer shoes, which I'll leave linked up here if you're interested in finding out more about the best designer shoes for your money. In general, think about what types of shoes you usually gravitate towards. Do you like wearing high heels, or do you feel more comfortable and confident wearing flats? And what's great about a lot of designer brands is when they make a style of shoe, they usually make it in a variety of heel heights. So if you like a certain style, but you don't like it in a super high heel height, you can probably also find it in a more manageable mid-heel or kitten heel too. And if you have a more casual style and usually wear more comfy, casual clothes instead, it might make more sense to add a pair of designer sneakers to your capsule collection instead. For example, a pair of sneakers from Gucci or Golden Goose, because you'll actually get use out of this pair of shoes. Whereas if you were to purchase a pair of 4+ inch high heels, that's just a waste of space in such a pared down small collection. For this last category, I'm calling it the extra optional accessory. So I'm lumping a lot of different items into this category, and it includes belts, scarves, sunglasses, and jewelry. And these are only some examples of what would fall into this category, but this is really where you can add your personal flair and touch into your capsule collection, but at the same time, keeping in mind that it should be a practical item. For example, if you really like cinching in your waist with a belt, then it would totally make sense to have a designer belt in your collection. Or if you live in a cold climate where you rely on scarves for a good portion of the year, then it would be really useful to have a cashmere scarf in your collection. Or if you're really sensitive to the sun and you spend a lot of time driving, then you would get a lot of use out of a pair of designer sunglasses. Or lastly, you can purchase some timeless gold jewelry that will go with all of your outfits and never look dated. So there's really so much you could do with this category, and there really is no one size fits all. So if you want some ideas of items that will fit into these categories very well, I will leave some suggestions below if you're interested. But really think about what you personally like for your own collection, because Especially with a luxury collection, it is quite a lot of money to spend on these items. So you really want to know that you're making the best decisions. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. What are the 5 items that you would have in your capsule collection? And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing to my channel and ringing the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos every single Thursday. And I'll leave 2 videos linked up here for you to watch next. And bye for now. I'll see you in my next video.